Hello, this is Layman's reaction. I've got the link says here all the Doctor Who title sequences from 1963 to 23 or present, whatever they got there. Now, yes, Doctor Who started in 1963. It was in black and white. That series ran through 1989. They took a break and started up again in 2005 to present. A lot of seasons, a lot of episodes. The BBC did something a long time ago that I bet you they wish they hadn't. They got rid of a bunch of the very early Doctor Who's for one reason or another, space, material, whatever. Some of those that they did get rid of have been found, like in other TV stations and such. Some of the ones, well, I guess all the ones that were actually lost, they still had the audio for. So they did. This is way too much information for what I'm doing. They did animation and then put the audio with it, which is okay. And then but they had also still pictures, and they throughout the episode. So they'd put up a still picture and they'd be running the audio, and then they'd change to another still picture while they're still running the audio. And yeah, that's kind of nice too, because you get a little bit of a flavor. What I like to do is do them, if you can, play them side by side, so you can follow the story straight through on the animation, but you still get to see actual pictures of what was going on in that episode at the time. Oh, yeah. Anyways, yes, the title sequence. Well, it's 1963, so I mean, title sequence has changed several times. It started out in black and white, and slowly moved to the. Well, I don't know how slowly. It's 11 minutes. I guess that depends on you. Yeah, that one's a little hard on the eyes. Let's continue. I always like that because it kind of reminds me of Darth Vader. I like that one because of you get more of a feeling of the space, you know, yeah, because he's a time traveler, but he's also a space traveler, so that kind of gives that impression there. Nice. I like that they started putting in who the Doctor was at the time. There's been many. I mean, it's been 60 years. They have to change the lead actor every so often. Oh. Okay, let me go back here. Same thing I guess they're going to continue to do that here. The space illusion here, what's going on there. And of course they showed the TARDIS this time. It's interesting to note that the last two were almost the same, but the face was different. They started out doing a serial in '63 where they would do an episode and then later they'd do another, but it was all part of the same story, but they'd break it up. Where now they pretty much just run the whole story at once. Sometimes they'll have a part one, part two, but so there's been many changes over the years of how they broadcast it. Of course, all the different doctors, all the companions. Some you'll see companions show up in a later episode. Sometimes you'll see a doctor from way back show up in a later episode, like the one where they had the 5 doctors. And they had they had like 5 companions that were all in the same place at the same time. That was kind of neat. sometimes the visual is almost the same, but the music's different. Sometimes the music's almost the same, but the visuals are different. That's kind of neat. Uh, the music it's like all on a common theme though, so that carries through. It varies a little bit as you go. I was thinking about the TARDIS because sometimes it like disappears in one place and then immediately appears somewhere else. And sometimes you actually see it flying through space. Don't know how they wrap around that, but yeah, these last couple were a little bit different. There it is. Yeah, it's in the shape of a police box because the chameleon circuit, it's supposed to blend into its surrounding when it appears somewhere, lands somewhere, but it's stuck. It's yeah. It would have been nice to have, like on the bottom, like a little cheat sheet that showed what years that particular title sequence was used. You could follow it through that way. That'd be kind of neat. Well, I mean, you can figure it out by when you're looking at the credits, who the doctor is or who the companion is. But you know. a TV show with that Stargate. It kind of reminds me of the Stargate, where they go through the gate and they go through the. Yeah, it's kind of like this. Start that again. That 1-2 back, they actually had the door opening. That was interesting. Seems to me I've seen the door open in and the door open out, depending on where. That's kind of cool too, because you'd think it would just be the same all the time.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Wow, I didn't realize we were over already. That's just cool the way they change it over the years. Changing the music, changing the video, the visuals, adding things, taking things. There at the end, you could kind of see the bottom of the TARDIS was like skipping through the whatever. I like this. I hope you all did. It's a really cool series. Oh, man. I recommend that you don't start with the 1963 episode 1. Actually, it would be kind of neat to start with the 2005 and go to the present and then go back, so you got more of a feel of what's going on. Yeah, you can ask me why in the comments if you want. Hope you like this. Feel free to comment, subscribe, hit that like button.